The echoes of celebration that filled Israeli streets as the final 20 living hostages returned home cannot mask the harsh reality that confronts Gaza today. While families reunite and tears of joy replace years of anguish, the underlying conflict that has ravaged this strip of land for 2 years remains far from resolved. Let's be very clear, the hostages may be home, but the war with Hamas is not over yet. Despite the ceasefire agreement that went into effect on Friday, Hamas has demonstrated with brutal clarity that it has no intentions of laying down its arms. In fact, in a chilling display of its continuing grip on power, Hamas terrorists killed at least 32 people since the ceasefire began, targeting what it calls a gang affiliated with a family in Gaza City. These were not Israeli soldiers or foreigners. These were fellow Palestinians, fellow Gazans, whose only crime appears to be opposing Gaza's authoritarian rule. Also, the violence has been particularly concentrated against one clan, the Dugmush clan. Well, this is not a behavior of a group preparing for peace. This is the calculated brutality of an organization determined to reassert its dominance over a population that has already endured unimaginable suffering. Now, Hamas has also mobilized approximately 7,000 of its men to what they call a bid to cleanse Gaza of outlaws and Israel collaborators. This massive deployment of armed fighters, many wearing the blue uniforms of Gaza police, while others blending into civilian clothes, reveal Hamas's true priority. Not peace, not reconstruction, but the consolidation of its authoritarian control. Apart from the Dugmush clan, other anti-Hamas figures are also targeted throughout Gaza, including Yasser Abu Shabab. Hamas labeled him as Israeli collaborator, a charge he categorically denies. These killings and targetings reveal a pattern of eliminating any potential alternative leadership that might change Hamas's vision for Gaza's future. The ceasefire may have silenced the bomb and rockets, but it has not silenced the fear that pervades daily life of a common Gazan. In fact, a retired Palestinian Authority security officer with years of experience in Gaza warned that the territory might be on the brink of another wave of internal violence. He stated, "Hamas hasn't changed. It believes that force and violence are the only means to sustain its movement." Well, this assessment is very worrying. Well, the international community led by President Trump has made Hamas disarmament a central demand of the lasting peace agreement. Trump has stated that nearly the entire region support Gaza's demilitarization and Hamas's disarmament as critical component of his 20-point peace proposal. Yet Hamas's actions since the ceasefire began suggest the group has no intention of complying with these demands. In fact, a Hamas representative told BBC that they cannot allow Gaza to be at the mercy of thieves and militia supported by the Israeli occupation. Our arms are legitimate for resisting occupation and they will remain until the occupation ceases. This defiant stance places Gaza's 2.2 million residents in an impossible situation. They have endured 2 years of warfare in which at least 67,000 Palestinians died and countless internally displaced. Many no longer have homes to return to, even with the ceasefire in place. They face a future where Hamas continues to rule through violence and intimidation, where any dissent is met with execution, and where the weapons of war have simply been turned inwards against their own people. Well, as the world watches and hopes for lasting peace, the reality on ground tells a totally different story. The Israeli hostages may be home, but for the people of Gaza, true freedom from Hamas, from violence, from fear remains as distant as it ever was. Until Hamas disarms and allows genuine self-determination for Gaza's people, the ceasefire will remain nothing more than a temporary pause in an endless tragedy cycle.